Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at the Nun 1/6 scale collectible figure from QMX. Now this is a figure I haven't really seen a lot of. I've seen a couple of reviews when people first got it, and then as I got a couple more horror figures, Pennywise, Michael Myers, etc., I decided that when Pop Culture did their 20% off sale, this probably wasn't going to be all that bad of a purchase. With the discount. And yeah, so QMX did a lot of Star Trek figures, but their lead designer left at some point to form his own company, EXO6, and since then we haven't really seen any figures from QMX actually. They were supposed to do a Sam Winchester to go off their Dean Winchester, but that's never happened. And then they were supposed to do a bunch of Princess Bride figures. So it's going to be really interesting to see if they have any type of presence at all in any conventions this year. And I believe even Comic-Con may have maybe considering going digital if they haven't already announced it. So yeah. So let's look at the box. The box is quite nice. It's more animated than anything, I would say. So we have this image of the Nun, the Conjuring universe, the Nun, 1/6 collectible figure, intended for ages 17 plus. Then we have all our logos and things. The back is actually pretty cool. I wish more figures would do this. It shows you the figure itself and then the actual accessories that come with it. Not a lot, and then we get a nice little blurb about the figure. On the sides, we have the QMX logo and the Nun, pretty much similar to all their boxes if you've ever seen any of their Star Trek stuff. And then this is a slipcover. Or does it open? Slipcover? Oh, it's taped down. It is a slipcover, but it's still taped down on the bottom, so I'm not going to remove that. But yeah, just your basic 1/6 collectible figure box that you would expect. And then the top also says the Nun Conjuring universe. Alright, figure itself. We do get a variety of different hands, which for the most part are actually pretty good, pretty well detailed. So you can see detailing and whatnot there. It's very wrinkly, as you would expect, I suppose, for an undead nun, if you've ever seen the film, or any of the nuns cameos in the other Conjuring stuff. So there is actually these gripping hands. Then we kind of get these, I suppose, warning hands. I don't know. Maybe we'll. They're not so much relaxed, as in maybe it's when she's flying forward, kind of pushing someone against the wall, maybe. Which then we have these, and these are probably the hands that I'm going to use. We have the attack stance hands, for both right and left as well. See if we can get. Yeah. It's a shame that just a lot of that wrinkling isn't showing up, but it is for the most part fairly nicely detailed. We do have the crucifix that you can place on the figure by removing the head sculpt and then putting it down. I'm going to see if I can. No, it's actually impossible to do without removing the head sculpt. So yeah, I will do that at a later date. This is actually die cast, so that's pretty cool. Just removing her, we do then have, and this is what the gripping hands are for, we have the portrait from the actual film. This is very nice. It feels, it's a padded material. It actually feels like a canvas. I would say they got an art canvas and they just cut it up into little squares, because this is exactly what this feels like. And I really like that, because it is literally a scaled down painting, and that's really cool. Then we do have the display stand. which just says the nun, and then we have the nun QMX Valak, which is the nun's actual demonic name. I would have preferred this on top, but I suppose they probably didn't want to overcrowd the top of the base, I guess. Even if they had the nun and then Valak across the top there or something, I would have liked that. But nonetheless, it's there, and then you got their website. This is from 2019, so a bit of an older figure. As I said, I think because some companies do obscure characters like this, they do generally just sit there until they you get a nice deal on them. Alright. Let's look at the nun itself. So you can see that the sculpt is pretty good, and you can see the eyes and the makeup there are all fantastic. And again, you can see all the veins and everything too. Now the veil is attached by this one little thread, which makes things a little bit hard, which is why I didn't remove the head sculpt straight away to put the crucifix on. So we have the belt. Oh, still have plastic on the left hands. Take that one off. Yeah, so a lot of reviewers didn't like that, but the veil is wide, so we're going to get some good options out of that, I think. Got the belt, and then we've got the boots. No weathering on the boots or anything, but I suppose for the most part the nun, I think the nun stayed clean the whole movie actually, for the fact that it is just a spirit that comes and goes. So you wouldn't expect a spirit to weather, I suppose, except in like a case of Pennywise or something. Yeah, so again, it's going to be a real short video because it doesn't come with much, but like I said, you can use the gripping hands. Now, I would be really worried that these hands would potentially rub the paint off, but the idea is that you replicate that scene from the film where she's holding the painting and then drops it down and then she's there. I believe that's how it goes. And of course we do have the second sculpt. So the second attack sculpt, again, is fantastic. You can see the screaming. And yeah, so all this is the exact same with the other head sculpt. All this is one piece. Which I suppose makes taking it off easy, but I think you really don't want to damage the threads on the veil, so that's going to be the main thing to avoid, I believe, with this figure. But that's pretty good. I'm probably going to have her in the neutral position, just because of the other guys I have from the horror collection. But yeah, no, I reckon for the price I paid, I reckon this is a pretty solid release. I probably wouldn't have paid the original $330 for it, but then it came down to might have been 20% off $280. I can't remember. All I know is that it was just over $200 to pick her up, and I think for what we get, it's definitely worth it. I think using the stand too is probably going to be a bit problematic. I don't know if she's going to be able to stand all that. Oh, she does. Yeah, so I think she's going to be able to stand without the stand. Just depends on if she topples over or not. But like any figure that has a dress or a skirt, getting that over the stand is just going to bunch it up. And yeah, you can see that she's got that floating thing that happens every time you have a character that does that. So I'll play around with that, otherwise I just won't use the stand. Anyway guys, this has been a really short look at the nun. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.